Bondy Blue, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I am good. I want to say, and I know you probably hear this all the time. I love your accent.
Thank you. I
I
do,
love
but
your.
thank you. I don't get
I,
tired of it.
okay, I love your accent. You, Toya, and I forgot who else is from New Orleans. Frida. Like I love the way y'all talk.
Yes, thank you.
They said you got to talk to Bondy. You got to talk to Bondy. We love her, and so the purpose of this series is just so the people get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
And to like kind of humanize us because they think all we do is just sit in front of a camera, but we live lives.
Yes, we do.
Yes. And so last I checked, you were at what, like 95.8 thousand subs?
Uh, I think I'm at 95 point, I don't even know right now. 95.5, 95.6. It's somewhere in there.
Okay, okay. So we got to get you to 100K. I'm ready, you
You know,
almost at that mark.
I kind of gave up on it a while ago.
Really?
Just because I've been doing this for a long time and I feel like I've seen subscriber count jump down. You know what I'm saying? I've seen me lose numbers over the years, like
Okay.
gain and then lose, gain and then lose. So I kind of just feel like, somebody don't like me. So, I kind of just get it out of my head that now I'm getting closer to it and it's like, oh, I'll finally get my plaque. But, for me, it's just kind of like, child, it pay my bills. So subscriber count don't really matter.
It really don't. And let's talk about that. People don't understand. It's about your engagement. It's about having subscribers that actually F with you, that really like you. As long
Yeah.
as you got that, like you can make a living on this platform. Because I know certain people with huge numbers and they not the videos ain't reflecting the subscriber count. That's all I'm gonna
Really?
say. Mhm.
I want to know who you mean, because listen. I know a few people that have a lot of subscribers and they view count is not hitting the same. But I also feel like that had to do with them like leaving a platform for a long time, not putting out
Oh,
content, that type of thing. But I rarely see people who have like, a whole bunch of subscribers and, they constantly put out content and it doesn't reflect in their viewership. So that's why I'm just kind of like, child, who?
it's a few. It's a few. Let's just
You
say
know
they've
I'm
had some.
messy. All right, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Well, I'm messy too. I'm messy too. I mean, try not to be, but they've had some controversy, and you go back and look, and you like, damn, your numbers looking like mine. Like, oh shit, okay, all
Mm, what
right.
happened?
But okay, this ain't about them.
Okay.
So tell us, you're from New Orleans. Tell us what it was like for you growing up a little bit. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, okay. So I grew up in New Orleans. I grew up in a somewhat famous family down here. My family mass Indian. So for years, my family has, put on Indian costume and we go out during Mardi Gras during St. Joseph's Day. We did that from when I was born all up until right after my grandfather died. So maybe like 96 was the last year that I mass. And then my uncle picked it up later on and now he goes all over the world and does it. So
Okay.
I grew up like fully engulfed in our culture in every way. The second lines, Mardi Gras, the food, like whatever is
Oh,
New Orleans, we, definitely grew up engulfed in. So I had a
okay.
really like, culturally rich and, I come from a big family. So, I had a really great childhood for the most part, but I also come from an abusive household. So I
Okay.
also have like, my traumatic experiences from my childhood as well. So I'll say, reflective now at 34, it was a good childhood, but it had its traumatic moments that I'm still trying to heal from. But all in all, it was a good childhood.
I will say, that's something that people in our age range, because I'm 29, so you're only 5 years older than me. You look good, by the way. I didn't think you was in your 30s.
Thank you.
I thought you was in your 20s. I'm like, wait a minute now. She
I'm
what?
34.
Okay. Well, I'll say for us, we recognize like our flaws. We're very self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we look at older generations and, we mention therapy or
Mm-hmm.
journaling or meditating and, you be all right, ain't nothing wrong with you. Or it was good enough for me. I made it, so
Mm-hmm.
what
It didn't.
advice would you give to someone who is trying to heal, but they come from a family that they ain't trying to hear that shit? Like, what advice would you give them?
My advice is detach your healing from them.
Mm,
So for me, like, and I'm just gonna use my mom as an example. My mom has always been the type of person to give you the Iyanla and Van Zant book. She's always about figuring it out on her own.
okay.
But as of recent, I felt like she still has some issues that I think therapy would help. And I believe, like, my sister has kind of mentioned it before, and she hasn't really been there for it. And I've been thinking about mentioning it to her again, just to, hey, there's a pattern going on here that I think you should look into. She's a bit more receptive. But as of recent, when I've had to tell her about, remembering certain things about my childhood that I felt like, you didn't protect me. You didn't do
Mm,
what I feel like should have been done to make sure that didn't happen. Things like that. She was more receptive than most parents.
okay.
More receptive than most. So that was a good thing for me. But I also feel like through this time period, I've had to detach emotionally from her so that I can work on my own feelings and my own therapy. So what I would say is, to most people, people not going to be down for that, and that's fine. You need to work on you, and you need to detach your feelings from theirs, meaning that
Yes.
whatever your outcome is, it has nothing to do with them. You can really heal from whatever they've done to you without them acknowledging it, without them even being here for it. You know what I'm saying? Because my dad
Amen.
has been dead since 2009. You know what I'm saying? So there are things that I can't go back and have conversations with him about. I just had to, resolve it in his death, which I feel like I did. But my mom still being here, there are things that you don't try to resolve because the person is still there. You don't even feel like there are things that you have to resolve sometimes. That's another thing.
That's
Um,
true too. Oh my God.
yeah, you don't know. I mean, for me personally, like recently, like I always knew, the discipline was also abusive. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until I had a conversation with my mom as of recent that all of these feelings and thoughts start coming back, of being the child in an abusive situation, and how you can be used like an emotional support blanket. And
You
it
speaking my language now. Yep.
okay. So
Yep.
we here.
Yep.
Okay. So when you feel like that, I've realized that it makes me a people pleaser in my relationships, in my friendships. I realized that there were things that happened in my childhood that I had forgot how it felt. I had forgot the pain of it. I had
Mm,
forgot how it felt to kind of be on the outskirts of your own family sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So when me and my mom had this conversation, all of those feelings came rushing back to me. And even though I always remembered those things, it was different when I remember what it felt like. And then
mm-hmm.
it became crushing, like, and now I'm still trying to like navigate through that. I'm meditating and getting into yoga. I just came back from a retreat. Like, I'm trying to do all of these things to pour into myself so that I can fix what's been broken. But basically, me understanding about myself, that the reason why I am the way I am in relationships, this anxious attachment style, having abandonment issues, even though I grew up in a two-parent household, like all of those types of things, like I'm still
Right.
working through those things, but I realize it's why I have the type of relationships that I have with people. And I'm trying to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, like I really, in my marriage, I had to think like, how do I feel right now? What am I feeling? Because I was
Nobody's really ever asked you.
and I'm
Yes.
trained to think about the other person because that's
Yep.
what I saw in my household. That's what I saw in my mom and my dad's relationship. That's how I was. If my mom's feeling away, I'm glued into her feelings. I have to be glued into my dad's feelings to make sure I don't get hit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just always too much into other people's feelings and you never really figure out your own. So I'm just in a process right now, like as we speak, of caring more about my feelings than everybody else's, which has been hard for me.
But
Extremely hard.
but you take it day by day.
Yes.
You
Yes.
take it day by day, and I'm glad you brought up. You said anxious avoided, anxious
Yes.
attachment.
Anxious attachment.
Okay,
Style. Yes.
okay. I'm glad you brought that up because people really need to look into um their, how they love, and really be like, okay, am I anxious attachment? I know I'm avoidant. I will cut somebody off quick. Like
That's
I'm
another
I'm
one.
I'm good, but at that, but that's not good, and that's not necessarily healthy. But I'm just glad you brought up being an emotional support blanket, because a
Hmm.
lot of people wonder with me, like, oh, why you don't have a relationship? Why you not married? Why you don't have kids? Because I literally feel like I've been in a relationship since I've been in the world.
Talk
Like,
about it.
for both of my parents, because they're both the middle child.
Mm.
And then I don't know if you believe in zodiacs. I don't know if that
I
stuff is
do.
real.
I
You do.
do. Yes.
So they're both Aries as well.
Oh,
And so so I don't think that was ever really meant to work. You know what I
right.
mean?
Those are two very like, like
Yes.
Aries are tough. So like two
Yes.
tough people, like yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Mm.
And so I realized that I basically parented them since I was
Mm.
little in a lot of ways. And so we have this weird relationship, like, okay, yes, you're my parent. You're only 20 years older than me, but I be schooling you on stuff. It's weird. It's
Mm.
weird. But when I tell you, I know what you mean, I be like, I'm tired. Like, anybody be with me, you better be healed. You got to have your stuff together. Like, I have zero patience. And so
Hmm. That's
people got to
good
understand.
though. But I totally understand. Like literally, by the time I got into my 20s, I was like, I'm tired of fighting. I don't want
Yeah.
no more relationships where we fighting. I don't want to fight. Like I don't want to
Yes.
scream. I don't want to, scratch and "Arr" with you. I don't want to do none of that. So like for
I want
me,
easy. I just want
yes,
easy. Yeah.
yes. Child,
Oh
them
my God.
relationships with our parents, they tired us out.
Ooh-wee. But I will say I am grateful that it wasn't. See, this is where I get confused, because I'm like, I know people with way worse childhoods. I guess my shit was just more
Yes.
mental over physical.
But here's the thing. It doesn't matter that other people's situations were worse. It
Mhm.
still what happened to you and how
True.
you feel about it and how it affected you. We don't always have, because I feel like as Black people, we always do that. We compare ourselves to the worst in order to make ourselves feel better about a situation. Well, it's
True.
not the worst situation. Who cares? Who
Okay.
cares? 'Cause something can always be worse. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst situation can always be worse, sir. Shout out the future. So it you know what I'm saying? So like,
Yes.
you shouldn't think about it like that, because I feel like it kind of almost compares, like, oh, don't feel bad about your pain because your pain isn't as bad as somebody else's pain. No, you're entitled to feel bad about your pain, to feel like what happened to you was up and it shouldn't have happened, regardless to whether it wasn't as bad as mine or somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? Because I would do that as well. Oh, at least my dad was always around. But yeah, there was some time when I wish your ass wasn't around. Just a
You're
little
like, we
bit.
needed a break sometimes from you.
Yes.
You
Oh,
don't want to go to the liquor store for like a year, like you ain't got no cigarettes.
listen, come back for Christmas, okay? You cook
Gotcha.
the food, come back for Christmas. But that was another thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying, because like even with my dad, like I had a controlling father, but like my dad was also not misogynistic in a way that normally men are. Like my mom worked, she had her own business. My dad cooked all of the food. My dad made
Wow.
sure, he retired early. So like, whatever needed to be done, he was going to do. It was more balanced as far as we just do what is required of us for our household, for our family, for our kids. It was never this, how we watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, and it's like, oh, the women do this and the men do. No, 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 no.
Oh, so your daddy wasn't
My daddy was
more
not like
so.
that at all. No, he was not. He cooked, he cleaned, he did, he dropped me off, he picked, whatever was required of him to do, that's what he did. And my mom owned her own business, so she was always working. So he was very much the person that was going to Sam's, who was deciding what was going to happen for this vacation and stuff like that. Stuff that I find that nowadays it seems like people call it what women do. That wasn't my childhood at all.
Let me tell you something. People are so confused and insecure with like themselves that they have to put a label on everything. Like this is the man's job and this is the woman's job, and it's just no. Are you good at this? Okay, you handle this.
Hello.
Are you good at the money, or can you not be trusted with your debit card? So I'm gonna need you.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you half your check because I know you're gonna spend the rest.
Yes.
Look, you gotta know. And so
Yes.
I like how you said don't compare yourself to others. I think when we're in relationships, don't compare your relationship to somebody else. Just do what works for y'all.
Yes, absolutely. And that's been something that I'm trying to because like, just to overshare, I'm bisexual. So
Okay.
in my relationship, as long as me and him have been together, and we've been together since I was 21, I'm 34. We've been together for a long time.
Wow.
And it's always been an understanding that I like women. And if we're going to be together forever, I'm going to go and be with women sometimes. Like, this is the understanding.
I'm sure he don't mind that now.
No, he doesn't. We've had conversations about it, and it's not a one-sided thing either. Like, we haven't had these situations take place, but it has always been a whatever you want to do, just make sure you talk to me about it and we're good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these things have not happened per se.
But the communication is there.
The communication is there and it's open so that I don't feel trapped and neither does he. Because to me, that was always the thing that I noticed, feeling trapped, feeling like there's nowhere else to go. And I don't like that feeling. So from the beginning of our relationship, it's always been, listen, this is who I am. So if this is something you can't accept, don't be with me. You know what I'm saying? And it's never been really an issue like that. As of recent, it's been like the first time where I've actually done it. And it was a whole ordeal, child. I had my little heart broke by it and everything. And he's still been like the most supportive person ever. Like he was like, babe, forget her. It was so funny. But it makes me love him even more. Like it, whereas people want to, run outside of their situation and all of that. And it just kind of makes me feel like, well, I mean, my best friend is here. Like,
this is what I tell people. We avoid saying things. We avoid telling our truths because, I don't want to lose them. I don't want to, whatever we're afraid of, it's usually in our own heads. But
it is.
Number one, if your truth runs them away, they ain't for you anyway. If you can't be your authentic self.
Yes.
Number two, even when somebody get pissed at you, everybody respects honesty. They might not say it in that moment, but they like, what, that person, they kept it real. Yes. And so you're just upfront with who you are.
And I try to be. Like, I really am not good at lying. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. Like, I don't like none of that shit. So like I'm a straightforward person, just period. And I like that feeling because I don't like anybody ever feeling like they can come and throw some shit at me. You know what I'm saying?
You hear me? Thank you. Thank you. You ain't gonna feel like you hold. Look, I done got on this camera many times. Look, okay, I did this. Did that.
I'm quick to throw up. Now, listen, I'm not perfect because y'all need to know my business. But just know, I'm not trying to make it seem like I got it all figured out because I don't.
Exactly. I like that though. You guys have a unconventional setup, but it works for y'all. And I'll say for me to overshare as well, I'm looking for somebody who would want to be monogamous, but we don't live together.
Ooh.
That is my thing. See, the sexuality isn't the issue. It's I don't want to live with you, but I can be monogamous. I just don't. I'll get you a place right next door if that helps, or in the same building.
That helps.
But I really like my space. And then the older I'm getting, I'm like, it's me and the dog here, and I'm good. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I ain't lonely. I got friends I go see. I'm happy. So it's just like the romantic love would be great, but I don't want to see you every day.
And you know what? I think that that's okay. I think that there's
Okay.
somebody out there that would absolutely be open to that, like, agreement to like live
Okay.
separately but be in a monogamous relationship. For sure.
Well, where's she at now? Because these people out here be trying to move in after the first date. They be trying
Oh,
to
yeah,
they
you
be
got to find somebody that's on their own shit. Like, you got to
yeah.
find somebody that's not trying to, because, like, for me personally, I was never looking for somebody to come and save me, like, financially and all of that. I was always the one that was like, I don't give a fuck what's going on, no relationship. I'm about mine, like, because I've always had my dream for myself.
And you seen your
So
mom hustle.
yes, my mom and my dad. Like, my
Yeah.
dad worked for like a corporation for years and then retired. Like when I was like 12 or 13. And then he started his own business. He started working with the church and doing after school programs. And he also
Wow.
worked with a lot of the politicians in the area. He was a campaign manager for a lot of politicians out here in our area. So he just always was doing something, always had his hand in something. And my mom always had her own business, always was really good. A people person. Mom was a hairstylist, and she has
Oh, okay.
continued to have clientele even now that she's kind of, semi-retired and only does a few clients and stuff. So, including
But
me.
they're both leaders in their own way. If he's
Yes,
running campaigns, she doing her own thing. So
exactly.
that's another thing that's unconventional. Two leaders, they say leaders can't be together. Somebody got to fall back. Like those are
Well,
two. Those
in
are
the
two leaders.
household, in the household, one person has to fall back for them,
Okay.
not me. And our situation is different. Like,
Okay.
it really is more so of, this is what I do good, so this is what I do. You do this good, so this is what you do. And then when we need, and I'm somebody that likes to confer anyway. So if I want to make a decision, I'm still gonna come talk to you about it,
Okay.
and vice versa. So that's really all, it is. But I feel like it does need to be, what are you good at versus, oh, this is what you should do because I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because, child, I was listening to Love and Marriage Huntsville, bring it back to them. And, because you saw Marceau had to, child, Marceau is so funny to me. But how are you the better cook, but you don't do the cooking?
Right.
That doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
It
you know,
doesn't make any sense. And I ain't gonna lie. People be thinking I'm crazy, but Tisha is the very same kind of woman that I be seeing on Snapped. Them women that don't say too much, they just take it.
and then all of a sudden,
All of a sudden,
there's a
men gotta
bloody
understand.
scene.
Men gotta understand. Sometimes a woman cussing you out is saving your life, but for
Yes,
you to
getting it
be
off.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but somebody that's just taking it, it's like I don't know.
Just sitting there. Okay. And then stab, stab, stab. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I'm just
Listen,
saying.
when I feel like sometimes I think T should be trying to work it out in her mind how she can leave, because she didn't say it way too many times about how, listen, if I wasn't with him, if I was single, oh, you've thought about it, have you?
You thought about okay, okay,
But yeah, you got to
or
find you a girl that is
yeah,
about her own business, so she's not looking for you to save her.
yeah,
Like, because a lot of times when women get in relationships with men, they're looking for somebody to financially save them. I'm gonna just keep it a buck.
okay,
So, if you could find somebody that's on their own shit and got their own money and their own, and they want to come together and build something with somebody, but they don't want to have to like financially lean on you, I think that's easier to find these days
I
than,
agree.
back in the gap. But I think it'll happen. I just think you got to put that energy out there that that's what you want.
Looking for it, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I like. See, you gave me a little therapy up in here. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I try.
So you went to the University of New Orleans.
I sure did.
Okay, and you majored in film and if the internet is correct, film and TV.
Yes, film and television. I actually went to 3 different schools. I
Oh, okay, okay.
went to Clark Atlanta first, for my
Oh,
freshman year. Um, And then I had to come back home because my dad got sick. So he was like, I'm not gonna be able to afford to help you pay for it. So I need you to come back home so you can go to a cheaper school. So that was basically the situation. So I went to LSU for a year, hated it. And then I ended up at UNO because it was like, where else is there to go? And that's
Okay.
where I switched from being in theater, because I was a theater major at first, to then doing film and television and getting into, more technical avenues of it.
Do you feel, because I'm jaded by my college experience because I feel like I wasted my damn time. Do
Period.
you regret your college experience or are you
Oh
thankful?
no, nah, not at all. I'm thankful for it because,
Okay.
so for me, Katrina happened my senior year of high school.
That
I
was
was going
2007?
six,
6. Okay.
2006. So the
Okay.
end of 2000, August 2006, Hurricane Katrina, right? No, 2005, August
Okay.
2005. I graduated 2006, so I have to. The year was a little. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. Okay, August 2005, Hurricane Katrina happens. That's my senior year of high school. I graduate 2006 from a totally different high school. I was shell shocked. I was traumatized, and I wasn't dealing with any of it. Like, nobody put the Katrina kids in therapy. Like, it was just like,
No.
we got you a new school, go to a new school, get a job, you know what I'm saying? Work a job, and then
Figure
get
it
in,
out.
and now go
Yep.
to college. Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? So I had to do all of that in the same year. Traumatic experience, moving from black ass New Orleans to white ass Baton Rouge, Zachary at that.
Oh,
And
wow.
then, going to college. So it was like, I need to be backed by black people. HBCU, and I went to Clark and I loved it, but I needed that time because I was still very depressed. I had a girlfriend in high school, like most of my high school, me and this girl were together. We had broken up and gotten back together right before Katrina happened. And
Mm.
so when we were displaced, and she's in Texas and I'm in Baton Rouge, the relationship got even more emotionally abusive. It had been slightly physical before,
Okay.
but it got extremely emotionally abusive because I was sick. Like I lost a lot of weight, and she was the only thing that was like of home. And she
Mm.
was still angry at me for something that happened prior. I had cheated on her, but I'm like, I'm fucking 16, 17. Like, give me a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was
And
still
we dealing with bigger stuff. Katrina just happened. We dealing with bigger
but she was
issues.
she was still mad at me. And so she took that time to put her frustrations out on me.
Okay.
And it was like bad. It was verbally, it was terrible. Like, I would literally, all I would want to do is try to talk to her. And then we would get on the phone and she would turn it into an argument somehow. And then it's my fault. And then you say all this mean shit to me. And now the rest of my week is fucked up. And now I'm even more depressed than I already am. So that happened for a long time before I went to college. Went to college, met a girl like second or third day, and that was my girlfriend the whole time I was there. But I needed to meet her. She's still my friend today. She's like literally
Okay.
one of my closest friends. I needed all of that happened.
Gotcha.
I needed to be in the theater program at Clark. I needed to be away from New Orleans. I needed different. After everything that had happened, it helped. It helped so much because I was still so sad. I was graduating from high school and just in a daze. I wasn't there.
It's
And
understandable. Yeah.
yeah, you never heal from any of it. And so, you go to college. College experience is great, but then what? Junior year, my dad dies, and then I
Mm.
got to go take finals. Then the week after the funeral, you know what I'm saying? So like, I needed college because if I wasn't in college at the time, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have something to be focused on. And
Yeah.
because I was focused on my matriculation and getting out in 4 years and not five, you know what I'm saying? It was 4.5, but give me a break. You
Hey, it's okay. You
know what
made
I'm
it.
saying? It's a lot, but I made it. And, I was out with a job automatically. You know what I'm saying? Like, at one point, I was working two jobs and in school at the same time.
So
So
you stayed busy. That kept your mind. Yeah.
I was buku busy.
Yeah.
I just now slowed my life down when I quit my job in 2018 and started doing YouTube full time. That was when stuff started to actually like slow down, and I started working out, and now I'm meditating and focusing on myself. And now you realize how you still messed up behind a lot of the things that happened, you know. But it took me actually having the time, because before it was work, you know, relationship, dogs, YouTube, you know, going out, family stuff, you know, just constantly staying busy.
That's one thing I noticed too. Like, you know, you can keep yourself busy so you don't think about it, but eventually you're gonna have to face it, whatever it is.
Mhm.
So, oh my God, wow. Okay, so 2018. So, oh, but no, I got a question. I got a question
Mhm.
before we move on.
Okay.
Why do gay and lesbian relationships move so fast?
Because women feel more comfortable with each other. We don't have to worry about, like for me, I can cut out having to worry about you assaulting me. I can cut out having to worry about you you know, smashing and passing me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cuz girls don't really work like that. So a lot of times you can trust your attachments to them, especially at the beginning.
Okay.
Whereas with dudes, you don't know if they're being for real or not at the beginning because they just want to smash. So, you
Okay.
know, the relationships can happen quicker because they have less, you know, less roadblocks to worry about.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just wondering because I'm like, you know, even with my friends, they be telling, oh, I found the love of my life. I'm like, you had the love of your life last week, but okay, whoever this is, we gonna make.
It be like that. Look, the girls be like that. I'm not even gonna lie. The girls will have you thinking, listen, the girls will have you thinking y'all about to be in each other's lives forever.
Forever,
And then they
forever.
ghost you. And you just like, girl, how did this happen? I thought we was friends. But it's cool.
And you know what? I have an aunt that's actually a lesbian, and when I say she is the best stepdaddy on the planet,
Listen, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. My friend right now, okay, is over there trying to figure out how to uncouple without, you know, having to give up the children.
oh my goodness.
Okay, she is the best stepdaddy ever. She has adopted those. Those are her kids. Okay, stepdaddy, nothing. That is mama. Mama has adopted those kids, and mama is trying to figure out how we gonna go. Cause I don't want to be with your other mama no more. So how we gonna do this?
How we gonna do this? And I be telling people that too, like, you know, you got the super religious people that don't want LGBT to like adopt and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And I be like, but they low-key be the better parents. I
They
know y'all
really
don't want to hear that,
do. I'm
but
sorry.
they be like really there for the kids.
The kids
And
call the other. They call the, you know, they call my friend more than they will call their actual mom for stuff.
that's what I'm saying.
Child.
Ah,
Listen, y'all need to
they,
stop. The homophobia needs to end. Okay, the homophobia needs to stop. You know, we're not even gonna get into it because the situation that I just been through right now, like that's what's coming into my head, like the homophobia. Like, all right, because people still be out here not being who they are because of their family, because they worried about what their family and their church and their
Mm,
friends and all of the people that you know, only know that version of them. How they gonna think about me? What they gonna think? How they gonna feel? I can't disappoint them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really be who I
ooh.
am. I can't be who I am for real, because then I'm gonna disappoint all of these people who I love.
But what about yourself though? Like you disappointing yourself by not, you know, so you're gonna marry somebody you really don't want to marry, you're gonna live a life you really don't want to live. Like, come on.
I mean,
Ah. But I understand, but it's just like, wow.
yeah. I mean, but it's crazy though, because for a lot of people, and for women specifically, a lot of people are bisexual. They don't want to admit it, but a lot of people like both, and they don't want to admit that shit. And that's just what it is. So they can go on and be in these other relationships and be fine, but they know there's a piece of themselves that is left wanting. And for me, being a bisexual woman as well, because somebody, you know, I said on Twitter, I gotta manifest me a girlfriend. And somebody says, what? Your husband not enough? I had to block the bitch. And I blocked the bitch that liked the comment because I was like, first of all, don't you in your fucking life ever play with my dude like that. Don't play with him like that. I'll smack the fuck out you because that's just disrespectful.
Very.
It has nothing to do with his value or worth. It has more to do with what I would like to experience. And I like rubbing my boobs against other girls' boobs. He can't do that. We
He
can't do
can't
that.
give you that. Yes.
He can't. Okay. Now, there's a part of this that I can't get from them that he can give me. So, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like I said, my husband is my best friend. So the value that I have in my husband is not just about sex. It's not just about, oh, I got a man. Like a lot of people don't, I feel like a lot of women don't look for what I looked for when I got with my husband, which was somebody who I felt safe with, somebody who was emotionally supportive, and somebody who was gonna love me for who I am, not for who they want me to be, but for who I am. Okay. And so I also went through losing myself in our relationship. And so when people don't understand that portion of it, they don't understand the part of I'm trying to figure out me again, because I really did come into our relationship and put all of my heart into him.
Yeah.
And as a woman, you know, if you've been in relationships, long-term relationships, marriages, you know that that's not a good thing to do. They tell you that's a good thing for you to do. You get into a relationship, you cancel out all your friends. You're not doing the stuff you used to do no more because you got to be with the person that you're with all the time, 24/7.
You lose you in a process,
You
and then
lose
you be
you.
like, "Who the hell am I?"
And what do I like and what do I want? And why is it that I don't even know how I feel? Because how I feel is all about him and how
Yep.
he feels. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go through a detaching myself from him in a way so that I could know how I'm feeling. But because we still are very supportive of each other as people, outside of the romantic part of our relationship, he's still my friend. He cares about me enough to give me the space to figure my shit out, just as I've cared about him all of these years to put him first. So
what can he say at the end of the day? But you know what though, relationships like what y'all got, y'all will probably be together forever because
hopefully,
y'all real with each other,
yes.
and you
As
can
much as
trust
we
each other.
can be, as much as we can be, because you know there are some things that he don't want to hear, and there's some things that I don't want to hear. So we know what not to see. But
I
all
get
in
that.
all, yes, our relationship is very much, you know, we're gonna work with each other. We're gonna figure out a way to make it work because we still very much love each other, very much so. So like when people say shit like that, it's like that has nothing to do with it. Like this is a long ass life. This is a long ass relationship. We just figuring it out together. And the fact of the matter is that was a decision that I made when I married him, was that that's the person I want to figure it out with. So we figuring it out, you know. But
And
people put,
that's marriage,
and that's
day by
marriage.
day.
People put
Not the
way too much.
wedding, not the
No,
fairy tale, not
no,
this. You're not gonna feel this euphoria every single day.
no, you're not. It's gonna be
It's
hard.
it's the
But
work.
I say this is what I say. I say I love him with both of my titties. Okay.
I'ma steal that. Don't be mad at me.
I love you with both of my titties, okay? Because I feel the love is such a, you know, I really do. You know what I'm saying? It never goes away. It never
Yeah.
stops. But the circumstances of the relationship change. The stressors of the relationship change, and you got to figure it out. But if you know, if you love the person and they supporting you, then you'll try to figure it out no matter what. And I think that's a good space to be in regardless.
It really is. Oh my god, we giving people game on this video
Oh, child, you
today.
got me talking about shit I ain't want to talk about.
I'm sorry, but you know what though, it believe me, you helping people more than you know, because it's a lot of people like I really want to, but I don't want to tell him, man. Tell him,
Tell him. Tell
tell
him.
him.
And I
He
know
might
it,
be down.
he might be more understanding. It might break apart, but you might need for it to break apart. That's another thing. Like I don't know what's gonna happen, you know, next 5 years. I don't know. But I know I'm here today and I'll be here tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And for everybody else, that's how they need to think about their shit. Everybody always thinks about their marriage like it, or their relationships like it has to be some perfect example, couple goals, and all of this bullshit.
Oh
But
God, yeah.
essentially, your relationship is about you and that other person. When people would have, you know, oh, you know, I love you, you know, what's going you and lyric, listen, please get off our dick, okay? Because this is me and him. This is me
Yes.
and him. It's not me and other people. So everybody else's emotions being tied to the outcome of our relationship has always been like, stop, back up. You know what I'm saying? Get up off us. Okay. We gonna figure it out, but it has to be for us and not under the pressure of our family or my subscribers and the people that have known me all this time and no lyric and our friends. Like, people put so much pressure on
Yes,
themselves
they do.
to keep it up, keep the appearances up for everybody else, when essentially you keeping your appearances up for people and their relationships be more fucked up than yours.
Thank you. They really do.
It be sad.
Who I love it. I should have had you on sooner.
Listen, I'm like, child, Stone Monroe want me to come on. I'm gonna come on in.
Now let me ask you this, Bondy. When you got into YouTube, were you like, did you have any fear about the platform, putting yourself out there like that? Were you scared, apprehensive in any kind of way?
Yes, for a long time. Okay, so long story short, um, ex-boyfriend is the one that put the computer in front of my face and said, pulled up YouTube, you need to do this.
Okay.
And I was just like, what's this? You know what I'm saying? Because he known me since I was a child. I've always been very expressive. So he was like, you need to do this. And I was like, I don't know. I'm working at the news station. I don't know if that would be good. So for years, I was just like, I don't know if I should do it because I'm working at the news station. And there's always this thing with the news station. Don't be doing, outlandish shit nowhere else. Because if we see it, you might get fired. But I
Yeah.
wasn't I wasn't on air talent, so I was hoping that I would, this YouTube, they wouldn't be able to find me for a while. But I had God rest her soul, RIP, one of the anchors, the only Black female anchor at the news station that I worked at was the one that said,
Wow.
"Oh my God, Brittany, you should totally do that. But you're so funny. You should do that. Oh, you're made for that. You should do that." And I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Okay, her name is Nancy Parker.
Okay.
And when Nancy Parker told me that I should do YouTube, that sealed the deal for me, because I was so scared of losing, my career in photojournalism that I was so proud of. But this is something that I kept feeling pulled to do, like just over and over again. It would keep coming up, keep coming up. Even after I broke up with that boyfriend, it would just keep coming up. You should do YouTube. You should do YouTube. So when she said that I should do it, that was the cosign that I needed. And that is when I decided to start my YouTube. And it has been a slow rise, but a steady one nonetheless.
But slow and steady wins the race.
It does, because slow and steady gets you to, having your memberships and your
Yes.
website and not having to be completely, waiting on YouTube. Because you know how YouTube is. Your check go up and down. And child, the check this year has been terrible. Listen, I know it's not just me. They are not paying us this year the way we got paid last year. Okay.
First off, me and Armand had to get on their ass on Twitter because they weren't paying us for November for a while. It caught back up. It was a whole thing. It was a good probably 6 or 7 days we didn't get paid at all.
What?
Mm-hmm. They said it was a glitch.
Child.
Now supposedly it's been fixed. I still think we got fucked over. Personally.
I think I'm gonna tell you how I feel like they really mess us over when we put our lives and they
yellow it.
Yellow it automatically. And then it's like, okay, you yellow it automatically, and then I gotta wait how many days for you to approve it. So now and we all know the first 3 days of an upload is when you receive most of your viewership in that first 3 days after a live or upload. So if you have had me flagged for the first 2 days of that first 3 days, you have significantly decreased the amount of money that I can make on that video.
Sure did.
And I feel like that's the way they've been making sure they don't have to pay all of us
as much money. I think you want to some too, because now if we were in a certain sector, like if we did makeup or gaming, maybe not so much, but because what we do can be seen as sensitive.
Commentary.
You be like, really?
Talking about stuff that's already up here. Like it makes no sense. And then don't even talk about how sometimes things, if they know the video gonna get a lot of money, they don't flag it. I thought that was
I
very funny.
I've
I
noticed that too.
That
Cause
was very funny.
I've had videos where I have cussed all the way through.
And they
It's
left it
green.
alone.
It's
Green.
green. I'm like, wait,
A
what?
video I barely cursed in has been sitting yellow for like
Yellow.
2 or 3 weeks now. Thank God, like, okay, and shout out to Jamie, that's me. If y'all don't know Jamie, that's me, my girls
Oh
from the
yeah, I met
panel.
her.
Jamie, that's me, and Niecy Dixon are other YouTubers on here. So we're always like in our DMs kind of comparing notes and stuff. So me and Jamie, have really gotten into, if they flag it, take it down, put it back up, or put it unlisted until they approve it. So for me now, what I've done, because I have all my members, I have Patreon, I have my own website, bondyblueshow.com,
Yeah.
and I have my YouTube memberships. So now I took my Bondy Blue Show completely off, which is something I never really wanted to do because it was a big money pool for me. But they were flagging every video. So I said, it don't even make no sense to keep giving it to y'all, to YouTube and everybody for free. If y'all gonna flag it, let me make sure that I'm using this to bring in more membership. So I took it off. Now, Bondy Blue Show and Love and Marriage Huntsville, which are two of my highest, view videos, are only for my members until I decide to give it to everybody else.
That's smart. See, but you know what you're doing? That's called a pivot.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pivot sometimes, and
Yes.
even and I'll be transparent. Even for me, I guess this year was our first official year out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so everybody took their ass back to work. Okay, because I'm like,
they
I
need to
feel
take
like
their ass back to work some more a little bit. And I hate to say it like that because I really do love that everybody has been like, F the corporations. If y'all don't treat us right, we're not gonna work here. But at the same time, a lot of y'all need to go to work so that y'all can get off YouTube because y'all taking up revenue. Y'all taking up ad
that too.
revenue. Go back.
Well, the thing is, what they got to realize is that just because you see us do this doesn't mean you're meant to do this.
And
You
this is
know,
hard. That's another thing.
it's hard. It's a lot of work. We put ourselves out there. But I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? But
I love it.
yeah, but y'all do need to go back to work because I don't know if y'all know the immigration is off the chain and they're gonna be taking y'all jobs at like half the rate. And then when you want y'all jobs back, it ain't gonna be none. But
child, be careful out here.
be,
All
be
I know is I've always been made to entertain.
Me too. Me too.
I've always been here to entertain you, and that's what I will be, entertaining you. Okay, they can't make a robot entertain nobody.
They cannot. We are not there at that point.
Listen, you cannot replace me. Okay.
I
So
know that's
yeah.
right. But yeah, but I like that you said slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. You build a deeper bond and connection with your viewers. And I'm open with people. Somebody like me, the majority of my people, and they come by if it's somebody interesting and they're flighty. They'll hit the subscriber button, but are they actually watching?
Right.
Because my stuff kind of goes like, in spikes. So it's like, I can either be the guy to keep up drama, makeup, do outlandish stuff constantly, but all that gets old. So
right.
I tell everybody, slow and steady.
Yes. And be honest with your content. I don't get up here and talk about shit I don't care about. So, that helps. I'm gonna be passionate no matter what, because I'm not gonna talk about stuff I don't really care about. And if I don't care about it, I'm gonna tell you I don't care about it.
Yeah, I've done that too. Like, look, I really don't care, but since y'all do, here you go.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for y'all, okay? Because I don't really care about
y'all.
Story. Okay. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, well, let's finish up. I'm gonna ask you these quick questions to help people get to know you even a little bit better. So, what is your favorite non-reality show?
Oh, that's so hard. There are so many non-reality shows that I love. Okay, so we like old or recent?
It could be either.
Okay, so right now, non-reality show that I've been obsessed with, Reasonable Doubt on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. Black female lawyer, separated from her fine ass husband, child, Michael Ealy. Ugh. Anyway, he's the only like conflicted man that I feel this way about because light complected men like him be crazy. And he do play crazy in all
And
of his
he
stuff
play
now.
crazy in every role.
He do. I love it.
I'd be like, is this man actually a serial killer? He
I was
plays
starting to think he
crazy
is.
in every role.
But Reasonable Doubt. Yeah.
Okay. Reasonable doubt. Okay. Let's say you in a car. No. Let's say you got a road trip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you in a car, and you like, man, I'm trying to get it crunk up in here. I'm trying to really feel myself, not even think about the time. What kind of music are you about to play, or who are you about to play?
Right now I can tell you 3 people off the top of my head that I go to.
Okay.
Meg, Glorilla, and Big Crit.
Ooh. Oh, your car crunk.
Yeah.
Your car is lit.
A Jeep with Alpine. So yeah, I need all the bass.
You know what? I ain't even gonna lie. Glorilla is like that rapper that a lot of dudes like. That I think it's safe to say that we like her.
You should, because you can rap her lyrics.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to figure out that dance she be doing though. I'm gonna get it down.
Like, look, I love her. The album is so good. I was going through something when it first came out, so that no more love song at the beginning, like the first track off the album, I was
you.
like, yes. I was like, bitch, you talking to me right now. So yes, Glorilla, Meg, Big Crit.
I'm not mad at that. Let me say this too about Glorilla. I think we fuck with her because she's herself.
Yes, I love it.
She's herself. Like, she was like, look, this is me. This is how I talk. This is how I sound. People was trying to talk about her nose. People was trying to talk about her boobs, her body. She like, whatever. And I ain't getting nothing fixed. This is me.
And that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
That's what I like to hear. I'm like, I like that.
I get tired of the girls like crumbling under that pressure, because I feel like once they do shit to themselves, they never look right again.
And they never the same.
No.
They never
started on Summer Walker, girl. I cannot with Summer Walker. I say, why?
I'm gonna say it. Number one, she need to sue that motherfucking plastic surgeon that did that nose, and she did not need no nose job.
She didn't. I was like, who would do this? And your nose was so cute. Like,
who told you that? Like, she didn't have a big nose at all.
I was like,
then the butt she did a couple times, and now she talking about, oh, when I drop this baby, I got to go do it again. Can we just have a safe delivery first?
You know,
and enjoy your baby.
So cute before she did. I remember that award show she went to, where she was just standing there like this the whole time. And I was just like, so you had to go get a fake nose and a fake ass in order for you to feel comfortable with yourself, because you were cuter then. But I'm gonna leave you alone. You had a cute little shape, beautiful face. Like, and to me, I feel like the R&B girls, I like when the R&B girls give you Jill Scott, Erykah Badu. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like,
yes,
I grew up during the era where the R&B girls were like, we just gonna show up how cute we are, and y'all just gonna deal with it. Like, we not changing ourselves for y'all like that.
And they were attractive.
Very.
They were very. If you look back at those old music videos, and you like, damn, you don't see nobody that look like that no more.
I mean, barely any makeup. Erykah Badu, like, to me, you can see, like, now as Erykah has gotten older, how stunning she is. Because I feel like when she was younger, we didn't really get it like that. But Erykah is stunning, and used to be in videos with like hair wrapped up and barely any makeup, like staring at you with hazel eyes, green eyes, and shit.
Yeah.
And Jill with the smile. Like, I can remember the long walk video where she just, she had her hair natural and she smiled through the whole video. Like, I just remember feeling so empowered by seeing Black women that were themselves unapologetically. And now it's just like, y'all are always trying to change yourselves to look like some generic ass booty model. And it's weird.
And it's like, now y'all all look the same. And then they get older, then they be like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have did all this. It's just like, why you do it?
And that's what we be trying to tell the young girls. The old ones regret it. They just don't want to tell you that shit. Leave it alone.
Listen, if K Michelle ain't taught y'all nothing, then I don't know what to tell you. And we seen what she done been through. Even with her, she had a nice ass. Why did she go get more? It's just like, man,
they really let the industry and the men in the industry play on their insecurities, I think.
Yeah. And I'm not a woman, so I mean, I don't get it. But listen, I've even heard too. Oh, I know a good doctor. You can get your nose done real quick. Listen, if you ain't gonna watch me because you don't like my nose, and I'm just not for you.
Somebody said that to you and your subscribers?
Oh yeah, I've heard that many times. But I've heard that my whole life, even before I got on YouTube. So that's nothing new. I'm used to hearing that. I'll never forget. I had a girl tell me, "Ooh, it's such a shame you have that nose."
What's wrong
You,
with your nose?
baby, they don't like the wide nose, baby. They not going for it. It's not in style.
Tell them to
But
go to hell. Your nose fits your face perfectly. If you had a smaller nose on your face, you'd look like a damn Jackson. Tell them to shut up. Your nose fits your face perfectly.
Well, I appreciate that. I will take
And
that.
trust me, when you get old, because that's what really happened. When you get older, especially men, y'all know y'all be looking so good when y'all get older. I don't know what it is. So
Oh, I'm
don't
gonna be flying my 40s. Oh, I'm gonna be flying.
listen. You have the little gray in the beard and stuff. Cause I
Yep.
love that. Oh my God. I love when men have that little gray in their beard and stuff. But don't listen to these people because they crazy as hell. I can't stand that self-hate, anti-black, no big nose. No, they go to hell. People face look how it look. You want to be like Nene and them? They have nose jobs, and then you looking at their face like something is missing.
Even when it come to Nene, I remember she got that first nose job, and I'm like, okay, stop here.
She did not.
And she did not. And I met her in person, and she has a presence about herself because she is 6 feet tall, literally. And very shapely. So she's a lot of woman. And I remember looking at her face like, your face don't move. Like legit, she looks like, I'm not trying to make fun of her, but she looks like that.
Yeah, no, she looked like she got some more bow tie. Like everybody looked like they got read up right before Portia's wedding. So the pictures of her at Portia's wedding, I was just like, her face is not moving at all. I don't know
At
why
all.
her areolas, but okay, Nene girl, do you? I'm not gonna judge you, but I wouldn't be at nobody's wedding with my nipples and areolas on Front Street. But that's just me, girl. Do you? I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
I'm not those. They were sitting up. But I was just kind of like, I don't want to see your areolas, Nene. Like, you just one of those people whose areolas I wasn't trying to see. Okay. Now, Candy's different story. But girl, I'm sorry, don't get me started with that. People know I have a crush on Candy. That's not the point.
Yeah, Candy's very nice.
She is. I'm trying to find reasons and ways to slide in her DMs and stuff. But I'm gonna leave it alone.
Oh shoot, I know a manager. But
Oh no, I mean I'm in her DMs. Don't get me wrong. I'm in there. But and she she sees that I'm in there. But you know how you don't really want to like, so you just be like, oh, you look good. And I just, I throw a little at every now and again. But I'm not a thirsty person, so I chill. But Candy knows I like her.
We love Candy over here. But I like that. I like that you pro black and you pro being yourself. Did you ever have, because you wear your hair natural, did you ever have anybody try to throw shade? Because a lot, they like to do that too.
Oh, I've had shade about people thinking I want to be white because I color my hair blonde. But nah, they've never really shaded me about my hair. That's so weird to me. Like, I color my hair blonde, but then I go sit in the sun and tan. So I don't know what you mean. Like, I like being black. I just also like having blonde hair. Like, I don't know.
People get me with that. I'll just say this to people: how you gonna tell me what's in my head and what I want to be? Like, I'm just saying.
And how you gonna tell me how I should look?
That part.
I'm gonna look how I want to look. You look how you look. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Would you rather have your house hot or cold?
Cold.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Like literally at night, 65. 60. Yeah, 65. We hot bodied in here. Like being anywhere close to Lyric is like, that's my husband. Heater. He's a heater by himself. And then I'm a heater too. So like, yeah, nah. We have like, 3 layered covers, ceiling fan, window unit, and our central air on because we don't want to freeze the dogs out. So we'll have it
Oh,
like on 66, 67 for the whole
okay.
house. And then in our room, it needs the window unit is on 65. Because we need the I can't stand sweating in my sleep. So like,
That's
yeah.
some good ass sleep though. When that air on like that and
Ooh,
you under the covers, oh my god.
that is the way we like to sleep.
Oh, it's some good sleep.
Hmm.
Let's see. Your favorite restaurant in New Orleans?
Oh, that's so hard. Okay. Favorite restaurant in New Orleans off the top of my head, Chop House.
Ah,
Chop House.
and what kind of food do they serve there?
It's a steakhouse. But specifically, they have a lot of lump crab meat. They have colossal lump crab meat, and it's like they put it in like a salad wedge with this cocktail sauce and remoulade. It's so good. But
Ooh.
oh, do I want to say? Because I hate to say a restaurant without oysters, but yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and say Chop House. But the fried lobster, they do a real good fried
I've
lobster.
never had fried lobster.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah,
Now, I always say I don't like seafood, but people tell me I need to get it from the right city.
this is true. And the
Okay.
right restaurant.
Okay.
Like, but we New Orleans, so all we do is seafood down here.
Okay.
We big on the seafood. So yeah, Chop House, and I love raw oysters. So I probably will want to say besides Chop House, I forgot the name, but it's a new place in the Four Seasons down here that I went to recently that had like the best damn oysters. And right now that's
Ooh,
on my list. It's something on the river. It's something on
okay.
the river, but it's at the Four Seasons Hotel down here.
It'll
But
come
yeah,
to you. It'll come to you.
it's gonna come to me. But because I think it's Les Mis. It's like a French name. You
Hmm.
want to make me Google it just so I can tell everybody about it. Four Seasons, what's the restaurant? Yes, Chemin à la Mer. Thank you
Oh
for
wow.
activating me. Yeah,
Okay.
Chemin à la Mer. Okay, I took Lyric there for his birthday. Because it faces the river, so it has a very beautiful balcony area. It's just picturesque, but they have really good raw oysters amongst other things. So yes, Chop House and Chemin à la Mer. There we go.
Oh, oh, that sounds good. Do you have a dream interview?
A dream interview. Yes. Corinne Steffens.
Ah, that's wow. That's doable. You could actually probably book that.
It's actually hard.
Is it?
I've talked to her in her lives and stuff, but she is not like her DMs and all of that not open. Like you can't just DM her. I feel like it's gonna happen one day, but like straight off the top of my mind, I really would like to interview her.
Okay. I know she goes by Elizabeth
Yes,
now.
Elizabeth overseen right now.
Overseeing, yeah. Ooh, that would be a dope interview. She ain't no joke though when she get on
She
that mic.
she's not, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like, come on, give it to me because I feel like she's been through so much, and she's so smart. Like, it is crazy to me how smart she is and the way she was able to set her life up the way she has, and she's always dropping jewels on people now that she's back on Instagram. Because I
Yes.
remember I was looking for her for a while, like, where the fuck is Karen Steffens? Like, she used to have a blog and everything, the Gorgeous Girls Guide. So I would go and check in on her ever so often because I just like to hear her talk. Like, she's one of those people that I could just put you on because I just want to hear you talk. Like, I listen to your audio books because I just like to hear you talk. And she just has such a rich life. I feel like, as far as story, you know what I'm saying? So
She
much has happened
does.
to her, so many life lessons she's learned. So I just kind of feel like, as a woman and as someone who she empowered growing up, because I think people don't realize that, because back when she first came out in the books and all of that, everybody was like ragging on her. You know what I'm saying? She's trash, she's this, she's that. But now you see Kim Kardashian and them have been able to make a living, I feel like, off a blueprint. You know what I'm saying?
Literally her damn blueprint.
Yes. You know what I mean? And
She
I
ain't
feel
done
like,
nothing no different than your favorite girl that you watch now. She just
honestly, she did it
exposed it.
better. She
She
did
did
it
it
better.
better. She
Because
exposed.
she exposed and she held on to all of her shit until she could put it. That's what she does now. I feel like she like goes off, lives her life, and then once she feels like she has a good enough story to put in a book, she comes back and puts out a book. And that's what she's been doing. And in the interim, she has all these different businesses that she does. I just think there's like a well of knowledge there. And also somebody that's so complex that their isms, whatever ways they are fucked up, people can learn from it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So like she's one of those people for me that I've always, it's so funny. Like when you say you looked up to somebody like Corinne Steffens growing up, but I did. I read all of her books. I love I'm gonna put these niggas on blast. I don't care what they talking about. Like, I love that. Cause it's like dudes would feel like they could use women, in the industry, especially women like Corinne. They use those women for inspiration. You remember Biggie on the movie, he has to write the song, hey, get some weed and some bitches,
Yep.
get some naked women to come in here so I can get inspired. And then you have sex with these women and you use them and you tell them anything and then you disregard them and throw them away like they're trash after you've
R.
used
Kelly.
them. R. Kelly. It's so many of them. All Chris Brown, all of those men.
Trey Songz.
All of these men, and not even just the ones that we know like to, so-called allegedly assault people, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly. But
Yeah.
just this attitude of women are to be used as a muse in making the music and then used as the ass shaker and then disregarded. And I feel like, no, this woman was collecting her stories on you niggas. Y'all thought y'all was using her for her body and she was using y'all for y'all story. Like, you giving me story to tell. And you thought you was just using me for playtime or whatever. So I feel like it was empowering that she flipped it on them. And all of them were like, especially the ones who were cheating on their wives and shit. Everybody's all like, she's telling everything. And it's like, well, you shouldn't have cheated on your wife then.
You shouldn't have did it.
Like, you can't get mad when the truth come out. Like, you was cheating. Like, it's just what
And let's keep it real. They wives already knew anyway.
hell yeah, she wasn't the only one.
They
Of course
wives
not.
they wives already knew. They already knew what was up. Just like, they know
They
what be
know what
going
they're
down at
signing
the
up for. They know what
and
they're
then
signing up for.
and they know what go down at the studio.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't always bitches there. Sometimes it's just niggas and they doing their thing.
Mm.
And they know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't it be the fans that be, oh my God, I'm so shocked.
Yeah. No, everybody else is like aware and understands what's going on and just living their life. Like,
Yep.
he gonna do what he gonna do, and I'm gonna spend his money.
That part.
Okay, everybody gets upset. Don't get upset, girl.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
Okay, last question. If you are not doing YouTube or television or any kind of media, what else would you be doing?
I'd be a psychologist,
Ooh, okay.
like a therapist of some sort, for sure. Because I feel like I kind of do that anyway, like in some facet with what I do.
I agree.
Even now, like reviewing shows isn't just reviewing shows. It's talking about, all of these patterns in our traumatic experiences as Black people, like the things we go through in relationships. All of it is like mimicked. Everybody goes through the same type of things over and over and over again. And I think reality shows are a microcosm. So we have conversations like we're talking about, I saw one that went viral with Jim Jones and Chrissy. He didn't want to marry her when she wanted to get married. And now he wants to get married and she doesn't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how long do you think you're not going to have to grow emotionally as a person and still have people around you that are going to deal with your shit? You know what I'm saying? So it is conversations that I feel like we absolutely need to have in this community, because there are so many men that are like Jim Jones. Even if they aren't a rapper, they have no idea how to emotionally give. He says to Chrissy, oh, I don't want you to think I've been selfish. You have been selfish.
Have been selfish.
Extremely selfish. So
And
the
you've
fact
taken
that,
20 years of her life.
hello, and then you don't even want to be honest about it. You don't even want to be honest about it in this moment, but you want her to forgive you even when you're not doing what is required for you to be forgiven. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like those conversations need to be had, because I see it in real life, in the relationships in my family or friends, things that are going on in real life.
Yep.
they're definitely being replicated on reality TV. So I think it's just more so an opportunity to talk about the things that we as people need to work on and fix within ourselves so that we can be better people and we can stop repeating some of these same toxic cycles. So yeah, I think I would definitely be a therapist if I could do anything else.
And you know what? I could actually see that too. And you know what? When it comes to Jim Jones, I just think he's stunted because his mama don't want to let him go. Like low key, a lot of black women ain't got husbands because, well, he his mama husband.
But I'm gonna tell you
So,
another thing. It's not even that she doesn't want to let him go. I don't think she ever had him, and that's what it is. See, a lot of
oh,
mamas like Nancy and Mama D and all of them, and I'm not even gonna say Mama D, I'm gonna say Nancy. Were you really there raising him when he was a kid? Or did you just come back in on the tail end and now you want to have this hold on to him and you're trying to make up for how you weren't there when he was a kid by trying to
oh,
overparent him as an adult? And that's what a lot of times what it feels like to me. You weren't there when they were kids. You was out doing whatever you was doing. And now that they're adults, you want to be all involved in their life. Oh, I'm his mama. I'm his mama. But yeah, you weren't really there doing what you were supposed to be doing when he was a kid. DC's and his mama.
oh, you right. Oh, and his mama got mad when he talked
Mm-hmm.
about that.
They never want to be honest and deal with what they've done and how they've harmed their kids. And Mama D and Scrappy. Mama D lives in fucking La La Land because she doesn't want to be honest about the fact that you raised your children in a trap house. And now Scrappy is dealing with recognizing how messed up that was. I think, like myself, it was messed up, but it's not until you get to a certain age and you really start to look at things. Like, he has kids now. So now he's
Yep.
like, I would never put my kids in that situation. Now you're looking at your mama like, how could you put me in that situation? Because I would never put my kids in that situation. So now you're angry and I get at him. Now how you look at him is different. And now, because I think a lot of mothers rely on emotional manipulation with their kids. When their kids stop being able to be emotionally manipulated, they don't know how to respond to that. So then they start blaming the woman that they with. And you're trying to grab hold so hard because you weren't there. You didn't give them what they needed at the time that they needed it. And now you feel bad about it, but you don't want to be honest about it because then the guilt and the shame feels like too much to bear. So what you do, you just hold on to your kid as much as you can now, even though they're no longer a kid. And that makes the relationship even worse because
That
you're
makes
not
it even worse.
you're not in it healthy. You're not being a healthy parent because and a lot of parents, even without, not being there, they don't know how to grow up with their kid. Meaning understanding that your relationship with your child has to change when your child becomes an adult. They don't like to deal with that. I know you probably experienced it where, everything is disrespect. You don't agree with them. They did something that hurt you. You want to tell them about it. Everything is disrespect. No, it's not disrespect. It just makes you feel uncomfortable to deal with the fact that you didn't do this really big job the best that you probably could have. This really, really
Exactly.
big job. You don't want anybody to know that you didn't do it the way you were supposed to do it. But you didn't, because the remnants are in your child, in your relationship with your child.
Ooh, that's you ain't telling no lie, because even like with my old man, when he was like, I just should have never had no kids. I just wish I would have never done that. I'm like, that's a level of honesty that you ain't gonna get out of most people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's true. It's
It
just
is.
parenthood is not for everybody.
It's
It's truly
not.
not. It's not.
It's not.
Oh man. Ooh, we're gonna leave it there. Bondy, thank you for coming on. You were dope. Let the people know one last time where they can find you.
Yes, thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Absolutely.
But yes, y'all can find me. I am Bondy Blue on YouTube. I'm Bondy Blue on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And I have my own website, bondyblueshow.com, where you can follow me there as well.
Perfect. We will definitely be in touch. And
Yes.
when this goes up, you gonna see, because people gonna be commenting, I saw you on Storm Show.
Listen, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh my God. You have a good one, all right?
You too. Thank you so much.
All right now.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye-bye.
It's Storm Show. It's a storm show.